So I was just scrolling the internet as you do, and bam, this just landed on my Twitter page. And I'm like, wait a flipping minute, what am I looking at here? Is this Zombies Chronicles 2? Is this artwork for Chronicles 2 or something? But no, Call of Duty Zombies, the Art of Treyarch hardcover book, up for pre-order on Amazon. $50, 256 pages with an Amazon link. And then without question, one of the most beautiful pieces of art that we have seen in several years from COD Zombies and Treyarch here. Like, look, if we just zoom into this, this is the exact same hand position as the Zombies Chronicles poster from 2017. And within the hand, there are multiple layers of Treyarch Zombies art history here. We're starting with Samantha from the original Moon Black Ops 1. We have the werewolf from Dead of the Night Black Ops 4. The Panzer from Black Ops 2's Origins. Looks to be an astronaut zombie from Black Ops 1. Then a more recent piece of art, the Abomination that we saw in Black Ops Cold War. We have Cortifex. The art for Cortifex, I've always said, absolutely slaps. But then we have the Shadow Man there. Oh, it looks fantastic. And then what looks to be another werewolf from Dead of the Night. And then finally, a denizen from Black Ops 2. Then text on the bottom that says the Art of Treyarch celebrating 15 years. Now, this is completely new news to me. I have never heard of this before. I've never seen it before. And up until this tweet by Wario64, I have never seen anyone on the internet talking about this or seeing this art before. And I was absolutely taken aback because obviously the moment you see this, you think, oh my God, is this actually Zombies Chronicles 2? It's not, unfortunately, but there are still some very cool things from this. So let's dive into the Amazon page for this listing. Here we have it, the Call of Duty Zombies, the Art of Treyarch hardcover, which is releasing on June 16th, 2026. And it is written by James Asmus, who is the author. And we'll look into some of the other books he's written a little bit later. But detailing this, it says, delve behind the scenes to explore the comprehensive history of Call of Duty Zombies' beloved Zombies mode. Now, outside of the comics, I don't think we've ever had an actual art book before by Call of Duty Activision Treyarch that details zombies like this. It says, explore the creation of Call of Duty's iconic Zombies mode. Call of Duty Zombies, the Art of Treyarch opens the mystery box to take readers through the storied history of Treyarch's undead survival experience that began as an Easter egg in 2008. The fact it says opens the mystery box to take readers through the storied history. Oh, they were cooking when they wrote that. Dive deep into exclusive behind the scenes interviews with the development team. Okay. Witness never before seen art. Okay. And take a look back in time at what would become an infectious franchise staple. This all-inclusive collection, so that means it encompasses everything from Zombies, not just the Ether story, but also Dark Ether, we can see from the cover, covers all aspects of the fan favorite game mode that has revolutionized the franchise for more than 15 years. Obviously, we know that it was invented in 2008. This is celebrating 15 years, so it sounds like they're sort of encompassing everything from 2010 onwards. And its 20-year anniversary is coming up in about 3 years' time, so that's really cool as well. So it says stunning art, features breathtaking art that helped to reanimate the dead. We have exclusive interviews, hear from the development team on the groundbreaking grassroots process that brought hordes of the undead to the world of Call of Duty. I really hope this includes some words from, you know, previous development teams that might no longer be at Treyarch, but were around at the time. Imagine if we got to hear some of the sort of stories from Jimmy Zielinski, Jason Blundell, cover all of those periods of Call of Duty Zombies. It's important that there are still people at Treyarch that have been there since the very beginning. Whilst Kevin Drew is the lead face nowadays, he has been there for such a long time. I think he's been there since maybe Black Ops 1, if not absolutely Black Ops 2, and his work goes as far back as Mob of the Dead. So there is tons of history there with Kevin Drew, as well as various other people that still work at Treyarch that can delve into all of those development stories on maps as far back as that. And it also says go behind the games, filled with behind the scenes anecdotes and detailed intel on the game making process, which is so cool. Call of Duty Zombies, the Art of Treyarch chronicles the incredible work that goes into crafting such a dynamic and enduring survival experience. And they say it is the perfect companion to the game, adding as a beautiful volume must-have for any Call of Duty fan. As I've mentioned before, it releases on June 16th, 2026. You can get this as a hardcover, which is $50, which, may I say, is a little bit steep, but I think for anyone that, like me, is a massive fan of COD Zombies, this is a must-have for your collection, and I'll leave a link to this in the description if you guys want to check it out and pre-order yourselves. But there is also going to be a digital version that you'll be able to get your hands on as well, which I think is around $18. And when this does release, of course, I'll be diving into some of the more sort of interesting parts of this that I think would make for great video content, adding my own sort of reaction commentary and diving into some of the more interesting things, because there has to be some really cool stories that have never been told before that will be inside this book. Some other details is that it is 256 pages long, so this is going to be a massive book, guys. That's not a small thing. That is absolutely massive. Looking more into James Asmus, who is the author. He is a writer of books, theater, comedy, video games, and TV. His published work includes over a dozen Marvel comics, including Gambit, Captain America, and Amazing Spider-Man, Rick and Morty, the Transformers and My Little Pony crossover, and a reimagining of Quantum and Woody for Valiant. He's also written original series as well, such as a apocalyptic buddy comedy, End Times of Bram and Ben, action satire Survival Street, an all-ages sci-fi dark comedy Field Tripping, plus body horror series Evolution and Thief for Thieves for Skybound with Walking Dead creator Robert Kirkman. He's also written stuff for TV, as well as written and produced shows for History and Discovery Networks. And he lives outside Portland, Oregon with his wife and 2 weirdly wonderful kids. Again, delving into his backstory, he has written a lot. Like, his work clearly spans a ton of stuff, and I actually have this Rick and Morty yearbook. That's really cool. As we can see, yeah, there is that Valiant comics that he wrote as well, Quantum and Woody. This is 2013, so definitely has a lot of history with publishing stuff that involves anniversaries of things and celebrations. Obviously, that is really great to see, and to just see zombies being celebrated like this, I think is so cool. We've not really had anything like this, I think, ever. Zooming in there, we can see it's Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies. It's a new Black Ops logo with the sort of Black Ops 6 Zombies logo underneath it. But yeah, just that artwork, man, like, it really gives you vibes of Zombies Chronicles 2. If you were to ask me specifically why June 16th, 2026, is that tying in with any sort of particular date or celebration, as far as I'm aware, that doesn't actually tie in with any official, like, anniversary of a map release or anything like that. But it really just makes you think on the sort of what if, at the very minimum, of one day seeing marketing for a Chronicles 2 and the artwork looking a little bit like this. This is one of the fastest pre-orders that I've done for anything that I've seen in a long time. And like I said, if you guys are interested, I will leave that Amazon link in the description, but it's also available in Target, Barnes & Noble, and a bunch of other US retailers. If you live outside the US like me, you're going to have to pre-order it on Amazon, change it to have your delivery set to your country, and then pay shipping payment. But for me, it was only about like $8 or $9 for the UK, which is really not bad. And it should be arriving 2 days after the official release on Amazon US. Some of you might be like, wow, slow news day, John, you're talking about an art book, but this is really freaking cool. Not something that we see every day in the zombies community, especially with that original artwork to go with it as well. The fact that this is all unseen art when we've actually seen quite a lot of behind the scenes art over the years makes me really excited to see what we could see. Maybe stuff with Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4, any cut development things that we could see sort of verified and confirmed to us via art pieces, concepts for different things that clearly we're going to see for Black Ops 6, and maybe even stuff we'll see for Black Ops 7, which is why it's not releasing yet until later next year. That's also really exciting to wonder as well. Enjoyed the video, drop it a thumbs up, let me know if you're going to be pre-ordering it, and I will catch you for another video very, very soon.